Blind Prophet, Lightning Strike has pretty high movement speed, clear and signal target at the same time. Pretty good choice for Legacy of Phrecia League/Event start. What's up guys, Bridget here. Lightning Strike is a melee skill that converts half of your physical damage to lightning damage. It has a secondary effect as well. It will launch projectiles each time you hit with a melee weapon. Projectile attack can hit the same target if you position yourself a little bit far away from your target. This way you can get double projectile hit on the same target. The reason for Blind Prophet, this will grant us tons of damage from early acts to the Uber endgame, while maintaining pretty high movement speed, clear and signal target at the same time. The downside of this Ascendancy, we will be blinded, but with the correct items, 3 gems, we can overcome this pretty easily. Let's see how you can navigate in my version of Path of Building. It will contain the items, the 3, the leveling section, and also the skill gems, and don't forget about the notes, frequently asked questions, what I got most of the time for a build. Now let's see the item. As you can see, because this is a league starting environment, we can't have expensive items from the start, so this is why you're seeing tons of rare items with just bunch of random stats, and also one single unique item, a very low level unique item, Prism Wave. This will grants you just elemental damage to attacks, elemental damage, and a little elemental damage when you activating your flask. You can see here, it's not a big deal, it's super cheap, even on the first few hours in the league. Let's talk about the weapon choice. I planned the build with in mind we were using a two-handed sword, but there is multiple version of this build, and you will get all of these links in the description. So I'm planned one-handed and the shield and the dual wield version as well. If you prefer a different playstyle, pure damage is the two-handed version. And because as you can see here, this is a very big single target damage league start items and league start environment. Thanks to the Blind Prophet, this is very achievable even with trash gear, because as always guys, you know, I'm using cheap items, so this is not even a very hard thing to even get to your hand. Possibly looks like this. So first let me break down the gems. So the gems we're using: Inerta here, dexterity from passive in radius is transformed to strength. This is helping us to get tons of strength to the build very easily and cheap. And also, you know, the strength is giving us life as well. So this is a very easy choice here. And also, we're using a signal rare jewel with just very basic stat, maximum life and crit multi with lightning strike. Now the most important one, this build will not use triple curse setup that my lightning strike trickster was using, so we will use the elemental mastery. Hits have 25% chance to treat enemy monster elemental resistance value as inverted, so this will grants you a very significant increased damage, as you can see here. And also we're using point blank because this is a projectile build, and we will considerably in melee range hit with the lightning strike, and the projectiles will deal pretty decent damage melee range. And also the big change I would say for myself, we taking the Fangs of Frost, and also we converting our physical damage to cold, because you know lightning strike is not converting fully, so we will increase our elemental damage even further, while we also maintaining the physical damage part, because later when we getting the Yoke of Suffering unique amulet, it's important to have a little physical damage, because you need to poison and bleed as well, and without physical damage you can't do this once. Now let's talk about the leveling, because you can see here level 1 till level 30, you can easily see what is the difference here at the start, because at the start if we would take the dexterity nodes it would be do nothing. So early on, you know, attack speed a little bit more attack speed, life and attributes as well, because early on it's hard to come by attributes on the items, and a little bit crit and little elemental damage here, but you can skip this one if you want just bomb rush some sort of, you know, the invert thing, or just pierce or something like that. The first lab is the main thing as well in the leveling, so this is where we are getting the pierce, leech, extra life, and also the accuracy mastery with the depth perception. Why you asking maybe? So let me show you quickly. When you completing your lab and you ascending, you will choose sightless. Base critical chance for attacks with weapons is 12%. You are blinded. Blind will reduce your accuracy rating by 20%. Very big drawback early on, especially because it's hard to cap your accuracy rating. This is why we taking the accuracy mastery early on, so we will have pretty decent amount of crit at this level. And also guys, don't forget, you don't need to worry about critical chance on your weapon from this point, because this will set your critical strike chance with the weapons to 12. So you can't increase that further, just passivity and the items, but the crit chance on the sword will not affect at all. Let me show you quickly. See, so it's not changing anything, right? It's not changing anything. Your Ascendancy order is the following. We was talking about the first one will be the sightless. This will grant you the critical strike chance with the weapon and also will debuff you with blind. But the next one will be the directionless. Projectiles have 50% chance to return to you. Projectiles are fired in random direction. So this is built in enemies, but with a little bit, downside, because it has 50% chance to return. So this is why I would say a free projectile can hit safely the target, okay, from one single attack if you rolling the 50% correctly. And the next one will be the careless skills. Fire 2 additional projectile. Pretty strong, notable for the clear side. So guys, the last one is very flexible. So honestly, in the guide I telling you take the shapeless. So 50% chance to gain elusive on critical strike. Elusive is removed from you at 50% effect. So what is elusive? It will grant you increased movement speed and 50% chance to avoid all damage, and this will reduce over time, but it will get removed at 50%, so you will have better uptime on your elusive effect. Because the other one, the lightless, is also pretty tempting if you somehow managing to get Abyss Javelins into your build. It will grant you more HP. Gem and gem links or links is the following: lightning strike and preferably wild lightning strike as well. This will hard to get early on in the acts, so if you don't getting it, do not really worry about this one. So lightning strike, inspiration, trinity, multi strike, increase critical damage and elemental damage. And we were using also Blood Rage. Blood Rage will grant us attack speed, and also when we killing enemy, it will grant us frenzy charges as well. And we were using a defensive setup, automation, life tap, and steel skin. Steel skin will be our guard skill. This is a pretty decent choice for this type of build. And also we were using Enduring Cry, Urgent Orders. Enduring Cry will be pretty useful when you chunking hard or just want extra little defense when you engaging a boss. You can see here you were granting endurance charging against a unique monster, and we were using a frost blink, and also we were using life tap, mark on hit, and assassin mark. We were using free aura, grace, precision, and gear. Precision will be level 14 for this setup, but always check what is your accuracy rating currently and adjust the level of the gem correctly, please. Leap slam, faster attack, momentum, and life tap. I hope you enjoyed this video about my league starter / event starter for the Legacy of Phrecia league / event start. If you have a question, please leave a comment below, or you can find me on twitch.tv/Pudget2. Thanks for watching. I was Pudget. See you next time.